be to God. Welcome to the Kingdom Woman channel where living for God is made practical. I'm Mariah. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, I'm on my way to the gym and I just wanted to come touch bases with you guys as I drive. And this one, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but please bear with me. I feel like this one is gonna be kind of important. I was gonna release it yesterday, but I sat on it and I've been thinking about it all day. And I wanted to ask you guys, do you love yourself? Do you truly love yourself? Because loving yourself is so important. It's so important. And it's going to be the key. As you grow and mature spiritually, it's going to be the key to passing or failing so many tests. You know what I'm saying? We already know God tells us to love, commands us to love, tells us to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But if we don't take time to figure out whether or not we love ourselves, where's the love even gonna come from? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Satan does so much to attack our identities, you know, to attack our self-worth. You know what I'm saying? For a reason. Because if you are someone who loves yourself and you operate in integrity and you stand on your word, there are some things that you just won't fall for because you love yourself too much. Because your word means something to you. Your integrity means something to you. Because you have value for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you'll give to people. Yeah, you will be there for people. But if you love yourself and you establish boundaries for yourself, you know what I'm saying? There are some things that you just won't allow yourself to fall victim to. You won't allow yourself to give and give and give and give until you are depleted. When you love yourself, you won't allow narcissists in your space to be your friends and your family and your this and your that if you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you have value for yourself. And as a child of God, it's important for you to understand where that love and where that value comes from. And it comes from what God says about you. You know what I'm saying? Seeing yourself with as much love and adoration as God sees you, that's the way you need to see yourself. Your value and your sense of self-worth comes from the Lord, and that's why it's so essential for you to have a relationship with Him. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just tell you about my situation, you know what I'm saying? As someone whose parents weren't there to instill these things within them, within me, you know what I'm saying? I had to depend on God to teach me these things. I had to depend on God to teach me who I was, to teach me to love myself, to teach me to set boundaries. And you know, His word says that when your parents abandon you, He'll be that mother, He'll be that father, He'll teach you about life, and He really will. You know what I'm saying? And that's another reason why it's important to lean on Him, to establish a relationship with Him, because there's stuff that He can teach you and places He can take you that your carnal parents never could even dream of. But another thing is look, the people that you see out here compromising and taking shortcuts, I'm telling you, 99% of them people don't love themselves. Because when you truly love yourself, you don't compromise on yourself to get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? When you love yourself, you don't degrade yourself to obtain material things that pass away as soon as you die. And you don't know if tomorrow is going to be your last day. When you love yourself, you know what I'm saying, you will put in the work to become the person God created you to be, and you'll do it the right way. That comes from self-love. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times y'all see me, I'm on my way to the gym, I'm in the park walking. That comes from loving yourself. You know what I'm saying? Your inheritance, honestly, baby, you can't get it if you don't love yourself. Because I mentioned this in previous videos, you have to be found responsible to receive the things that God has for you. If you're not responsible enough to love and value and cherish yourself, to not allow people to take advantage of you, to put in the work to earn things the right way, you know what I'm saying? To present yourself as someone with integrity, and for that to really mean something to you, then you haven't been found responsible enough to receive it. And that's probably why you don't have it. But it has a lot to do with self-love. You know what I'm saying? These people out here serving Satan. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to see that low self-esteem leads them down that path that they choose. You know what I'm saying? The devil comes for all of us. You know what I'm saying? He comes to attack all of us. He comes to attack our identities. He comes to attack our sense of self-worth. Because if we don't value ourselves, we don't have any integrity, we don't have any self-worth, we will compromise. You know what I'm saying? But even if Satan comes for you and you know what I'm saying, you go through the worst of the worst. You go through the hardest of the hardest. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets to that point. Self-love, you know what I'm saying, is what you lean on. You know what I'm saying? To pick yourself up out of that. Because you love yourself too much to give up on yourself. You know how valuable you are to God. And you know how valuable you are in general, because you know how valuable you are to God. You know who God says you are. You know what I'm saying? You know how much He loves you. But if you don't love yourself and you don't see that you're worth it, you're worth becoming the best versions of yourself, you'll compromise and you'll let Satan use you. You'll envy other people who love themselves and have put in the work to become the best versions of themselves. And you'll just envy them. And sometimes Satan can convince you to block them. When the truth is, God has enough inheritance for everybody because it all belongs to Him. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't love yourself, then you are willing, when Satan shows up, you are willing to compromise. When Satan shows up, let me park somewhere else, because y'all can't even see me no more. Let's try right here. Yeah, that's better. You're willing to be a hater and be like, you know what I'm saying? It's all effort. Do you love yourself enough to put in the effort to become the best version of yourself, or not? Because if you choose the or not, then your effort is gonna go towards being a hater. But you have to find that value within yourself to say, you know, to see somebody shining in God, blessing other people and being the best versions of themselves, and instead of, you know, being a hater, you see the value within yourself, you see the worth within yourself to put in the work for yourself. Because it's not like it's not available to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just people take shortcuts and compromise. They compromise on themselves at the end of the day. Any compromise you make is a compromise on yourself. Any compromise in your integrity is a compromise on yourself. Any shortcut is a shortcut on yourself. This life you live, you have to decide, you know, what you want to do with it. And when you thinking these thoughts and all this stuff, man, you have to see the value in yourself to want the best for yourself. Yeah, Satan show up, but do you love yourself enough to get up and be the best version of yourself, or do you just sit there? Do you love yourself enough not to eat pizza every day, or do you love yourself enough to eat some vegetables? Do you love yourself enough to hit the gym? Do you love yourself enough to seek him, his kingdom, and his righteousness? Or is you just going to allow depression to make you go hit the club, to call Jerry up and ask him to drop it off in your drawers instead of seeking God, his kingdom, and his righteousness, and whoever your kingdom spouse is supposed to be? You know what I'm saying? When you love yourself, you hold yourself to these higher levels of integrity and you don't compromise. But if you don't see the value in yourself, you don't see an issue in not seeing value in somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because it all starts with you. It all starts with me. And then you give out to the world from the cup that you have. You pour from your cup. If your cup is full of self-love, you pouring out self-love. You're a reflection of self-love. But if you don't even have self-love to give, then within you to give, then there's nothing to give. You just giving out of the cup that you have. So it's a challenge. And I'm challenging you to ask yourself, do you love yourself? It's so important. When we talking about God and talking about this and talking about, baby, you gotta love yourself first. You have to love yourself first. You have to see yourself as valuable first. You have to believe that you're valuable enough not to throw your life away and go to hell. Because there's a lot of people that give up on themselves. Times get hard, they give up on themselves and they run into sin. Which is maybe easier to do, but in the end, you lose. Love yourself enough to stand 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't matter how good your weed is. It's a drug. It's a gateway drug, and it's not doing nothing to benefit your body. Love yourself enough to do something good for yourself. Love yourself more than anybody else could. Anybody else would. Why, if you're looking for a man or a woman to love you and treat you right, ask yourself if you're a reflection of what you want somebody to be for you. Because if somebody come across you and they can tell you don't even love yourself, why would you expect somebody to do for you what you're not even doing for yourself? When it's time for you to self-reflect, you know what I'm saying? Love yourself enough to be the best version of yourself. And that means taking accountability and getting deliverance. Or do you take the shortcut, take the easy road out because you don't see no value in yourself? You know what I'm saying? And there are demonic entities at work, you know, when we ask ourselves these questions, but we are in control of these things. You know what I'm saying? We have control. It don't matter what demons show up, what satanic power show up. We are in control. Do we love ourselves enough to be victorious or not? And you know what I'm saying? It's nothing but a personal question for us to ask ourselves. Because, you know what I'm saying? When you see other people accomplishing and gaining and growing, it came from a place of self-love, knowing that I'm worth it. Knowing that I can be the best version of myself. Knowing that I can be more than a conqueror. Knowing that I can be everything God said that I was. And not everything the world claimed that I was. Everything the world told me that I had to be. There's a difference between the version of yourself that you see in the mirror, that people tell you are, that the world has told you are, that your family members that really never loved you told you were, and who God says you are. And we make the decision to be either or. You know what I'm saying? And it's a process, but it all starts with somewhere. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I like cake and cookies, the reason why I ain't out here eating cake and cookies all the time, every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, is because I know it's not good for me. There's a sense of self-value for my body because I know my body is the temple for the Holy Spirit. But if that don't mean nothing for me, if I don't value my body, then that will allow me to compromise and give my body to anybody. But if you love yourself and you value yourself, you value your body, you don't just give your body to anybody. You ain't just shaking your booty on video for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It comes from somewhere. We can't skip the part about asking ourselves, do we love ourselves? Because I'm seeing through my own personal attacks and the things that I'm going through, and the people who come after me, most of them, they don't even love themselves. And then instead of attacking me, if they took all that time and effort that they spend on attacking me and doing witchcraft to stop me, if they put that into loving themselves, their life would be better. You know what I'm saying? So it's an important question for us to have. And maybe while some of y'all are watching this and trying to figure out what demon y'all gonna send my way next time, maybe you can ask yourself, do you love yourself enough to change, to become the person that God created you to be? Because you don't have to live life that way. For somebody to get in this position, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I started off as somebody whose parents wasn't around and just had to figure out life with nothing but God. And I had to figure out there was a God first. You know what I'm saying? I had to start somewhere. God had to teach me self-worth. God had to teach me self-love. God had to teach me about life and everything. So it's not that I wasn't in that place. It's just that I was willing to apply love to myself. Enough love to myself to change my situation. You don't love yourself, you just gonna be out here doing spells and witchcraft on people, thinking that you can stop them when you just sending yourself to hell. It's no amount of witchcraft that you can send me that's gonna stop me. You just gonna send yourself to hell. Period. Now, I don't want that for you. I want you to repent. But you know what I'm saying? You have to want it for yourself. You have to want a better life for yourself. You have to want change for yourself. You have to see the value in yourself. And no, you don't see no value in yourself. That's why you compromise. And you keep doing the stuff that you shouldn't be doing. You have to say, I'm worth it. You have to value yourself as much as God does. It has to come from somewhere. It has to start from somewhere. It's not that it's impossible. You know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to be all on here and figure out what I'm doing? Ask yourself about loving yourself. People who pursue a better life for themselves, it's because they think they worth it. They know they worth it. They pursue a relationship with God and He tells them they worth it. He tells them how much they mean to Him. And so they know how important they are because of Him. And God has made Himself available for everybody. Not just the people you see growing and maturing in Him, everybody. But, you know, you have to want it. You have to want to stop compromising on yourself. You have to want to stop playing with Satan. He going to hell. He gonna burn in the lake of fire. So, you know what I'm saying? While it may seem like while you playing Harry Potter in the background, it might seem like a good idea, but it's not going to get you where you think it's going to get you. It ain't going to stop me. I'm telling you right now. So, but do you love yourself? You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for, after we do some bad things, some horrible things. This is why Satan comes, to make us feel guilty. Soon as we mess up, we feel guilty, we feel worthless. You know what I'm saying? But because it's through that we can't even face ourselves anymore. We become so ashamed of ourselves, we can't even face ourselves anymore. We can't even be accountable, because we're so ashamed of the person we see in the mirror. But that don't have to be your reality. You have to find it within yourself. Before you can seek him, his kingdom, and his righteousness, and pursue his will for your life, you gotta love yourself. Before you pursue a business or whatever you want to accomplish, a degree, a relationship, you have to love yourself and see value within yourself. Because if it's a relationship you want, there are a lot of people that can come and take advantage of you. You can get a relationship. That ain't hard. It's somebody out there on every level, man and woman. You'll attract somebody. But if you love yourself and the wrong person is trying to attach themselves to you, you won't allow it, because you know you're worth more than that. If you don't think you're worth more than having a narcissistic partner, then you'll settle for a narcissistic partner that's going to abuse you and manipulate you emotionally, mentally, hopefully not physically, but it happens. Let's just keep it real. It happens. And then you just settle for that. And it's not until you love yourself and you see value in yourself that you stop putting up with what is beneath you. If it's school or a career or a business, you know what I'm saying? Do you see yourself as somebody who is worth having those things? Because Satan starts very young. Satan starts to chip at our self-esteem and our sense of self-worth when we are children. You know what I'm saying? So as adults, many of us haven't addressed the things that we've gone through, and we just live with it, and we just brush it on the rug, and we never learn to love the person in the mirror, no matter what we see. But this is who God created you to be. Whatever shape you find yourself in today, you are the person God created you to be. Now, you can become more of the person God created you to be. You can become the best version of yourself. But whether you choose the best, or you settle for less, or you choose Satan or whatever, you still gonna be God's creation. And the amount of love, he's not gonna love you any more or less, whether you go to heaven or hell. It's your choice that's gonna get you there. But you know what I'm saying? If you don't love yourself, you can't love your partner. And you can't love your neighbor. And you can't love nobody else. You can't love God if you don't love yourself. Where's that even gonna come from? You know what I'm saying? When I go into the gym, people stare at me because I'm in a I'm in shape, or in a state physically that they want to see themselves in. But it was consistency, time, dedication that got me here. It's not that they can't get to that place. It's just that nothing is going to be handed to you. God is not just handing stuff over to you. You show yourself and prove yourself to be responsible enough to receive whatever God has for you, and He give it. He adds things on to you when you become responsible enough to receive them. But God empowers us to pursue the best versions of ourselves. We don't stay babies forever. When we first began to develop a relationship with Him, yeah, He dropped stuff out of the sky like a genie. But there comes a time where we grow and mature. This life of having this idea that we should have everything handed to us, not have to work for anything, or somebody should just swoop in and come take care of us without us having to work, and no, that's not of God. That type of mindset is the mindset you have when you are prone to shortcuts. Because if you think something is supposed to be handed to you, you'll make a deal with the devil because he promised you some money, not knowing that he gonna exploit you. And if you know, he gonna exploit you. You gonna be eating dookie and drinking blood, throwing your life away, and following him to hell. But if you love yourself, why would you do that? Why would you let somebody exploit you like that for some money? Child, please. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a sense of self-worth. Because if you see your body as a temple for the Spirit of the living God, you're not going to give that up for any man to exploit you for any amount of money. No amount of money is worth the body that God gave you, the life God gave you. But Satan comes to erode your perception of yourself so that you are willing to compromise. Don't fall for that trap. It's a trick of the enemy. And through that, he will steal your destiny from you. He will steal your inheritance from you. He will steal time from you, steal your life from you, steal your family from you. The relationship you were supposed to have with your kids, gone. So, you know what I'm saying? Ask yourself, what are you worth? Ask yourself. According to God, you were worth His only begotten Son's precious blood. And it's His breath in your lungs. Every breath you take. Every single last breath. You were worth Him creating you. But He gave you free will. And with this life, you choose what you gonna do with it. Don't mean He don't love you. You know what I'm saying? It just means that's the choice you make. Love yourself enough to make better choices. To make the best choices. To be the best version of yourself. Owe that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like what you see in the mirror, ask yourself what you actually want to see in the mirror. And pursue that. That's a big thing we skip over. Like it don't mean nothing. Self-love means so much. So much. And we can't get our inheritance without it. We can't get what God got for us without it. Because you'll compromise. And you'll ruin it. So until you develop a sense of self-love, you don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? But until you get there, you can wake up every day and take a step towards becoming the best version of yourself. Now look, I'm about to go in the gym because I got like 45 minutes to this place closed. Alright. I love myself to go get in this gym. And I'm about to go do something. I don't know. But look, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I might make another video just for you. Until next time, bye guys.